375 Alive, talking things they love, talking of the toys from the stars above. Join Dave of the Dead and Ryan Speaks Geek as they keep 375 alive.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 375 Alive. I am Dave the Dead.
I'm Ryan Speaks Geek.
And today we are talking all things Tatooine, Cantina, retro collection, vintage collection, 3.75 inch goodness.
Yes, and with this set we are going back in time. Sorry, Back to the Future reference, I had to do it. Yeah, look, we've got the streets of Tatooine. We've got the Mos Eisley Streets carbon playset, which is weird that we have a reissue of this. Like, awesome.
Yeah, who saw this coming?
Not me.
Ago? Yeah. Really cool. A great throwback to the 70s, the Sears set, Blue Snaggletooth. I know you bought your original Blue Snaggletooth.
This is my actual vintage, real, old school one.
Yes, so thank you for that, Ryan, because yeah, everything else is part of my collection, but the star of the show is...
I'll bring the goods.
Yeah.
It's a really good card stock to start with, I will say that.
Heavy card stock, really well packaged. I think the price point was good for these as well. You get 4 retro style vintage collection figures.
We need to think of a new name for that.
This is where it gets a little bit messy, isn't it? Because this is essentially what you'd expect to see in the retro collection.
Yes.
But we're getting in the vintage collection with modern articulation. To,
TVC retro repaint. Maybe.
It's hard, isn't it?
I don't know how you describe
retro
it.
and vintage are so close anyway.
Yes.
I don't know how anyone's supposed to tell the difference coming in. But yeah, what a great set. What a really cool set. It's been a bit like Christmas Day today.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We've looked at a lot.
It's been retro collection, vintage collection, stuff from Disney, and we're not even talking about the Haslab Cantina yet.
God, we haven't even started yet.
Okay.
So first thing I want to get out the door about this set, a lot of people were saying this should have been of a retro collection set.
Yeah.
And I totally get what people are saying, and it does make a lot of sense. However, I think this is a clever way to get this released, because we know after talking to Steve Evans, Mr. Stevie, that there are budget allocations for different lines. You know, everything's got a different budget. So at the moment, the retro collection is going through its rebirth, which is, Steve's working very hard to try and get it into something new, back to what his original intention was for it when he first came out with the idea back in the day. So we've got our first 6-pack, which will sort of tie into our conversation a bit today. So if they've got a very limited budget and it's very close of what, we've got to stick to this, there probably wasn't room to do the playset with 4 figures. I say playset, the backdrop with 4 figures.
Oh, maybe not.
But a clever way of doing it is put it in the vintage collection budget. The retro collectors are happy because they get something, do an homage to the vintage side of things, and get 4 figures.
Yeah.
And even if you're not a fan of, for example, the Greedo, Hammerhead, and Ponderbaba designs, Blue Snaggletooth has just not been made in the vintage collection, to my knowledge.
Not in the vintage, obviously. We got a version in the Saga collection, Saga 2002 line
With the seat thing, wasn't it?
with a bit of the Cantina, but never sort of with the homage to, like, the paint job just screams Kenner with the sort of the beady eyes. They've all got it, and the silver. Yeah, so yeah, it is a really good addition. Like a really cool. I'm not going to say gimmick, or if it is a gimmick, it's one of the better ones. This isn't like the carbonized collection or holiday, like they do in.
It's got a solid connection to the history of 375 Star Wars Kenner figures.
And even showing like shows like Rebels and Clone Wars, you see like Ithorians going around in this sort of like the blue jumpsuits, like
all of these guys. These were the ones in the background,
so they're going to be on display among all my other.
That's actually a good show. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because all 4 of these basically in those original weird jumpsuits, especially Ponderbab. In fact, Ponderbab's is much more exactly like that weird little baby blue and orange jumpsuit thing. I don't know what you even call it, but it's got a snooty on as well, with the big thick collar. So obviously we put the retro, not retro. These are all actual vintage figures.
Yes.
So we are returning to Tatooine. This is a cool element to it. I think it's kind of cool. You could put it probably around the outside of your Haslab Cantina if you wanted to
It might
mix
look,
up the world.
It might look good there. I mean, again, not everyone's going to be buying the Haslab Cantina anyway, so this is a nice set to have alongside your Streets of Tatooine if you go along that route. But also 3.75 collectors. I think there is a crossover with vintage and retro anyway. So for me, I will have this on display with my original Kenner figures, like, and my retro collection figures. Like, I think this set, like, it screams retro. It should have been retro. We know why it isn't, but it will be on display there, and then I'll have these figures on display with my vintage collection.
Very good point. Interestingly, I say about retro, the new retro 6-packs just dropped.
Yes, so we got them today.
Yeah, in the UK we were a bit behind everyone in the US getting them. I still don't understand why, but we have them, which is really fun. And here some are. These are the three that sort of fit best in with their one, Return to Tatooine.
Yeah.
And two, with this set in general. So we've got obviously the reissue or remake, I guess, of Ponda Baba. Probably the one I'm least excited about because it's not a massively hard vintage figure to get hold of.
No, I think most people are in the same boat there.
Yeah, so I think if I was going to have Ponda Baba, I think I would like to have had him maybe on the jacket, like take advantage.
Although I guess it's nice to get a clean one because he's quite easy to get that sort of paint rub. He's like one of the earliest figures, so he does suffer a bit more with paint rub. But yeah,
it's very nice and it looks
nice.
good.
That's the job.
But yeah, it doesn't do a lot for me because I've already got a pretty clean one.
Yeah.
But the Dr. Evers was I can never say it. Dr. Pigface. Because I'm surprised they didn't go with that, like the naming convention of that. Like we have Walrus Man. I'm surprised he's not like Dr. Pig.
They could have given him like a Kenner style name, couldn't they?
Yeah, Dr. Half-Face or something. I don't know, or Grumpy Man or something. But he comes with two blasters. One of them is designed to go with Ponda Baba.
Mm-hmm.
So but they didn't want to make the card obviously look change the weapon that would have come with Ponda Baba.
No.
Which is a Stormtrooper blaster. So we've got two in this one, but one of them is actually for him. These are starting to get very confusing.
They made some choices.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I mean,
it's a new sculpted
gun. You might agree with them, you might not. Yeah, it's a new sculpted gun. That's cool. We don't get many of them in retro. And then the Sand Trooper, which for me, this is the standout one. I know if you're into your custom figures, you'll have versions of the Sand Trooper, but as a kid, this and the Rebel Fleet Trooper were just that they were the missing two from the Kenner line for me. Like, forget Baru and Owen, like it was the Sand Trooper and the Rebel Fleet Trooper.
It's the shooties.
Yeah, and the crime, the only crime is, or crying shame is that you're not getting an army builder pack
yet. I wouldn't put it past because they've got the mold for the Rebel Fleet Trooper and the Sand Trooper. A 3 of each type 6-pack, I'd be happy with that.
Let's speculate wildly.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So you think we might get a?
I think a troop builder pack is it has potential.
Okay.
Maybe even different colour pauldrons.
Yeah. Could
be an option. Pro Customs did 3 different. They did the black pauldron, the white pauldron, and the orange pauldron.
This is it. You've got those customs out there.
But
Hasbro obviously are going to want to cash in on this as well, aren't they? Because they know that the retro market is so vibrant right now.
The thing is about those, they're bespoke custom figures, and you're looking at 30 quid plus per figure because obviously they're costing the individual people to make them a lot of money.
The
so
boutique figures.
Yeah, and basically no one really makes profit on those. They're always just a break even to fund the next project they want to do. It's all for the love of the hobby. Obviously, the reason why I know some people have got some complaints about the designs and that, but you know what? This is 60 quid for 6 figures. This is a tenner a figure. So this is a lot more affordable. It's more manageable. It's a lot more accessible for a lot of people. So if I had a troop builder pack of those at £10 a pop, or 60 quid for 3 fleet troopers and 3 sand troopers, I'm going to army build. I'm going to get those. If we are sticking with the 6-pack format, which I think at the moment, just due to again having to prove that the retro collection can be a success in the new way Steve's doing it, I think it has to be 6-packs at the moment. I think he said, but like I said, it doesn't mean that we can't have a troop building 6-pack, or even adopt the mail away type white boxes of that we've got there. for the
Well, you've got
vintage.
a sort of in between bit, haven't you? Kenner did those sort of 6-packs of
Yes.
like, and you had baggy figures. Didn't
Yeah,
You?
and-
So you could get them. You could have a sort of somewhere in between the white box and this box where it's just 6 baggied up figures, like or 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be happy with it. 3, 4, 6. I'm even happy in 2 packs. I would just take something.
Credit where it's due. I hope this doesn't come across as a shill, but like the price point for these, I'm really impressed with the retro collection and the vintage set. The retro collection, because they've kept the price under £10 a figure.
Yes.
And we've been out shopping today, and we've seen retro collection figures from 2 or 3 years ago, and the price point of them was getting close to 13 quid.
Well, one of them was 17 that they had.
Who was that?
It was the Bounty Hunter Book of Boba Fett, Fennec Shan.
Really?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Right, okay.
I'm hoping it was mispriced because they thought it was the vintage one. But it was definitely the retro one, and I was just like, ooh.
But even some of the standard ones were getting to £12-13. So to bring that price point back down, because they should be cheaper to make, even if they are
Theoretically, yeah.
still desirable as like retro figures. But yeah, keeping that price point at £10 a figure, especially for such a desirable pack, which we know these were. And then the vintage retro Cantina set was like just shy of it's around 60 quid, wasn't it? Around the 60 quid mark. So again, you're talking
4 figures, decent backdrop, cool box.
Yeah, exactly. You've seen just a 4-pack go for more than that in the vintage collections. The fact you get the backdrop as well.
The card is better on the retro than it was. Like the improvements are definitely there with the card backs. They feel thicker and better quality, and the sticker. I don't know how you want to do it, if you would want to do it, but Steve has made a big point of like you could actually peel this off a lot better, and I've seen online that a lot of people have said that is so much better because a lot of people want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So that's a much easier to peel sticker now.
Yes, easy peel.
Easy peel.
Yeah, I'd go as far as to say the cardstock's actually better on the retro than it is the vintage.
Yeah.
At the moment, go figure. Yeah. It's just, again, this will look good anyway when it's going in my cabinet with my vintage figures minus your blue snaggletooth.
Yeah, that's coming home with me, just to be clear to everyone watching.
Yeah.
The thing I like about this though, right? This is a nice homage to something they did. I would be really happy to see this taken forward because I wouldn't mind like an Echo-based corridor and 4 rebel troops maybe done in like the colours of the rebel Hoth troops we got when we were younger.
What, so the vintage collection, still keep it vintage collection?
If they have to.
Right.
If they really can't then put it into retro, which would be awesome. If they did in retro, then give us 4 Hoth figures, maybe a General Riken or something. You know, really sort of expand that. If they do have to keep it in the format it is in now, you could do that with the Hoth officers, rebel officers, and even a snow trooper maybe, and it wouldn't require the paints to be so different that they wouldn't fit into your normal collection. Whereas these will stand out a bit, but they still fit in. But do you see what I mean?
I get it. Yeah. That could work. If it was like Echo base, you could possibly see K3PO and R3PO done with the 3PO mold. I'm going down a rabbit hole.
But
I'd like to see retro. I'd like to see retro collection tackle it next. I'd like to see a pack of figures with like the Bespin chamber.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be cool. Maybe give it an alternative Ugnaught.
Finally.
Throw him in the mix.
I'm sick of painting Ugnaughts to look different. I need a new one. Slightly taller one would be cool, just to mix up the heights a little bit. Just a bit wildly speculative. But yeah, the other good thing about this set is like, you said, it actually has room to have a vehicle on it. You could put the dewback on here. And the other thing is you finally got a figure to ride your dewback. Your vintage dewback actually has a sand trooper.
Yeah.
And he's got a new blaster mold as well. Like the new gun is like awesome on it. Like the new weapon, really big fan of that. The other 3 that were obviously in that set, which aren't Tatooine themed, but I mean, you could chuck his helmet on maybe and stick it in there. Still really nice figure. Again, new weapon.
Yeah.
The long rifle. Helmet looks a little bit different, but it matches the Stormtrooper more than it matches the Stormtrooper Luke.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's more consistent with the actual Kenner Stormtroopers, but not consistent with the Luke in disguise. It's a nice addition.
As you said, the Rebel Fleet Trooper. I'm wondering if we're going to get a repaint into Captain Antilles.
I hope we don't get repaints in retro.
I don't know. Soldiers.
I know. Some of your third parties do it, but Kenner never did it. So I don't want to see Hasbro just cheaply repainting their retro figures.
I don't mind when I think it's valid for like a troop builder, for example.
Yeah.
Because like a stormtrooper, if I would love like a flame trooper or an artillery trooper, and that's just different painting on the yellow and the blue and that, or like the shadow.
They've set a precedent though, I think, with Han and Luke being two different sculpts, because they could have just used Luke's sculpt for Han, couldn't they?
They could, but if it meant I got more troops, then I would settle for that rather than a new mold. I would always like a new mold, but I would rather have more in a way that they could do it than have less because they can't do it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
And obviously, the last one is the fairly controversial in design Luke ceremony, but actually in person it looks way better.
Yeah, it looks fine. I think the way the bubble is wrapped around him doesn't help with the skinny factor.
No.
He does have a bit of a Playmobil stance, but I like that he's got his own head sculpt. Again,
yes.
They haven't just repurposed a Farm Boy Luke head sculpt.
No.
Yeah.
It does make a big difference. It's a great set.
It's a solid wave. Really, really, really good. And Ponda Baba's in there as well.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm fine if we're going to do it this way. I would rather have one figure that's a reissue and 5 new in a 6-pack rather than like the Return of the Jedi set, which was 5 very easy to get figures. Well, 4 very easy to get and Yak Face, and one and then the new Mon Mothma.
That was a real mixed bag, yeah.
Yeah, so like that was a great set, but I would rather like it's so easy to get Gamorrean Guards like £2 or £3. Wicket's not massively hard to get. Akbar's definitely not hard to get. The Royal Guard,
Troop builder.
It's a troop builder. Yeah. So like I didn't mind getting another one of those. Obviously Yak Face, very hard to get. Totally get that and support that decision. That makes sense. Mon Mothma, brand new figure, glaring mission. So
yes.
But I think this 6-pack balances it so much better.
It's the best one we've had.
Yes.
By far. So far.
And it feels like it's the closest to what, when we've spoken to Steve before, like what his original intentions for the collection were.
Yeah.
Just got to get that Y-Wing pilot.
If you could get another 6-pack, do you think they'll stick to one a year going forward? Or do you think we are gearing up for like a full reset of retro, and from 2026 or even 2027 we might see...
I think we'll start doing like 2 a year, and maybe something like a mini rig potentially.
Oh, I still want an X-Wing.
Still think the most likely is the speeder bike.
Yes, speeder bike would be a good one.
With
not hard to get though.
Is with flaps.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's such a weird sentence to say online. I apologise to the internet. But yeah, I still think a small.
Keep it PG.
It is PG. Where did your mind go? I just said it was a weird sentence. But there's lots of like different vehicles, or even maybe something like the Wampa, for example, would be cool to have over issue, because that it's hard to find one that's not so yellow.
Yeah, I think where figures have yellowed over the time, it'd be nice. It's just nice to get clean, like the Stormtrooper. Nice just to get some clean white Stormies.
Yeah.
Tauntaun
with the reins and the soft belly type thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we'll go. I think that's more likely to do something. It's like a justification for the mould costs almost, isn't it? This is a lot of figures, my dude.
Honestly, it really has felt like Christmas Day. If Christmas Day is getting Star Wars figures.
If Christmas Day is coming around and seeing all the toys your friend got that you haven't got, then yeah. Although I have got my I did get the set of retro. Actually, I've got 2 sets.
And you already have a cardboard.
I do
as well. So.
That's the one thing I would say. So I have got one that I got on the internet, and it's really awesome. It genuinely is. Like it's cool. It's much thinner stock, and actually, I have to say, I do like this one a bit more. And if I'd be semi-tempted, but I've actually got the whole thing set up in my cabinet now, as you know.
You'll probably find people are buying the figures and will have.
Yes.
Backdrops, so
if only I could find someone who would buy 2 just to keep them carded and would just have a spare one. But damn it, Dave, who would do such a thing? By golly, I can't think of anyone.
Well, we can throw it into the deal if you want.
Yeah. Mind tricks don't work, my friend. Money. I'm joking.
Just for clarity, these are all getting opened. They're not staying on card.
No. Well, this set is. You have got a second set that are staying on card.
Yeah. These are getting opened.
Yeah. That's called the fine print. And on that note,
Anyone that watches this channel knows I've got a carded wall for original.
This is
trilogy.
true, yeah.
This isn't new.
we should film in front of the cardboard wall once,
Maybe
just
next
to
time.
see how long it takes me to try and open something, and you tell me off. But we should do a little walk around comparison at some point with some of the loose ones. Play a game and see if the audience can point out where the figure is before we find it. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up for this awesome set. And the box is a nice homage to the original box as well.
Yes.
Which we have got one under there, and that's the unopened one. But yeah, the box is a really lovely homage.
Absolutely beautiful. Figures on the side. Yeah, I mean it's what you'd expect from vintage collection packaging now.
Almost reminds me of the retro board game size.
Again, could have been a retro collection special.
Could have been, but
hey,
we are happy with what we've got,
we'll
and
take what we've got.
I actually do really like the designs on the new ones. I think that is a really cool thing, and I think it will help fill out your Haslab Cantina.
Yeah,
with extra
again,
patrons.
if you're new to the hobby and you're just coming collecting it, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want the the retro style figures to go in the Cantina. They're definitely going to be either in the streets or in a little alcove on their own, I think.
Oh yeah,
There's room for everyone.
there is room for everyone at the Cantina, where everybody knows your name. But yeah, I think that wraps it up for this one.
Yeah.
So I'm Ryan Speaks Geek.
David Ed, thank you for watching. If you are new, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you like what you've seen, drop a like. Comment below, have you got this set? Have you got the retro set? Where do you want to see the retro collection go in the future? Let us know in the comments. Yeah, that's it from us.
Until next time, keep 375 alive.
375 alive.